In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to put a straight edge onto your ripple blanket. You want to make sure you know which end you're working on, if you're working on the top or if you're working at the bottom of your blanket. I'm going to start off by putting the straight edge on the top. So I'm going to use my other colour, I'm going to use my cream to do my straight edge across the top here. So you want to insert your hook into the top of your first chain space here and just attach your yarn however way you prefer. And then starting, just going to pull up a loop and just chain one like that, and that's going to count as a slip stitch for the top of this chain treble here. And then in the next stitch you want to do a double crochet, or this will be single if you're in the US. So a double into the top of the next stitch, and then you're going to do 3 half treble crochets, or these would be half double crochets in the US, into the next 3 stitches. So yarn over and pull up, and then you've got your 3 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and then another one into the next chain, and then another one into the next. And then you're at the top then of your 2 together that you were doing before, and you want to do a treble into the top of each of these. So a treble into the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and then we're going to work our way back up towards the peak. So you're going to do 1 half double treble crochet into the next 3 stitches, so 1 half treble, two and 3, and then we're on to nearly at the top of the peak. So then we want to do the double crochet, and then at the top of these 2 stitches here you're going to slip stitch into the top of both of those, so 1 slip stitch and 2, and then you're going to continue back down towards your dip the same way that we did before. So we're going to start with our double crochet into the next stitch, and then you're going to do your 3 half treble crochets, so 1 into the next 3 stitches, that's 2 and 3, and then again we're at the top of our 2 together, so we're going to do 1 treble into the top of each of those, that's 1 and 2, and then we're going to go back up, so we're going to do 3 half trebles, so 1, 2 and 3, and then you're going to do a double, and then to finish off you're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, so slip stitch, and then you would just fasten off. So you continue with that pattern all the way along until you got to the end of your piece, and then just snip off and pull through. So you can see there now we've got a nice straight edge to work on. If we were doing a border, obviously you could just leave it as it is now. So that is the straight edge put on the top of your work, and now you just need to put the straight edge on what was the original foundation chain. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach my yarn again. I'm going to be using cream again because that's obviously would have been my next colour. So you want to make sure that you attach it in the right place, so it would be at the very bottom of your very end treble. And this time, because obviously we're starting on a dip rather than starting on the peak, you want to start by chaining 2, so 1 and 2, And then we're going to work our way up towards the peak. Now, because we're working on the original foundation chain, obviously you haven't got the tops of the stitches to be working into. So you're going to be working into what is basically the bottom of the trebles that you did. So you'll be working into these spaces here. So we've done our chain 2, so that's counting as one of the trebles coming up this way. And then we're going to be doing 3 half trebles into the next one. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to do a double into the next stitch, and then slip stitch into the next 2. So 1, 2, and then we're going to work our way back down the other side exactly the same way as we were doing when we did the top. You're going to do, so you've done your 2 slip stitches, you'll then do your double crochet, and you will then do 1 half treble into the next 3, and then when you get to your 2 together at the bottom here, you will need to make sure that you do your 2 trebles, and then you'll work your way back up again, and then I'll just meet you when you get back towards the other end here. So I'm just back at the other end now, so you should be finishing, after your 3 half trebles, you should be finishing on a treble. And you finish off, you're just going to yarn over, snip off and pull up. And again, that's it, that's the other straight edge on your work. So both of your edges should now have nice straight tops and bottoms, and you can now obviously work your border or whatever it is that you're planning to do. But I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have, just give me a quick thumbs up and remember to subscribe for all my future tutorials. And thanks for watching.